beer. As usual, every single week, it is time for Of the Week segment. Coach is back, so we have both Iceman Stat of the Week and Coach's Pick of the Week. And Coach, Iceman Stat of the Week is something that you and both Ryan from Pub Time are going to like. Are you familiar with beer?
I'm very, very familiar with beer. I consider myself a connoisseur of sorts.
This is good news. So, the other day I was perusing the internet and I came across a milestone day in baseball history, but it was a day that I'd forgotten about. Does the date June 4th, 1974 mean anything to you?
Afraid not, sir.
Well, this date marks the 10-cent beer night between the Cleveland Indians, or the former Cleveland Indians, and the Texas Rangers. And this is infamous for many, many reasons, including and not up to a riot that happened during the game, because I'm sure you can guess that 10-cent beer was not a good thing. Now, a couple of particulars about this. They were only allowed to buy 6 at a time, but there was no limit on how many people could buy for the entirety of the game. And so that brings me to my stat of the week. During this game, oh, this is great, 60,000 Genesee beers were sold at 10 cents each. There were 50 police officers, 19 streakers, 7 emergency room injuries, 9 arrests, 2 bare asses, and 1 sports writer got punched in the jaw. So one of the best baseball games of all time, marred by this particular incident. I thought you and Ryan would really enjoy that.
Can you give me that date again?
June 4th, 1974.
4th, 1974. I'm writing this down just in case time travel ever becomes possible, because that's one of the first places I'm going. I had places like the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the Gettysburg Address, Kirk Gibson's home run, but I might have to move June 4th, 1974 to the top of the list.
It's just, I was reading about it, and there's so many different things that happen in sports, these little moments, and you hear about the one night, I can't remember what franchise it was, but it was disco night or something like that. And that infamously is the night that genre actually died, because people came out and were burning their albums and stuff like that. And so when I saw this one, it was just 10-cent beer night. I actually saw a great quote. Apparently, do you remember Tim Russert?
No.
Well, Tim Russert was a guy who was Meet the Press. He was the host of Meet the Press, and he actually he died of a heart attack, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. And he was actually at that game. And he said his famous quote was, "I was there with $2 in my pocket." So you do the math. So imagine how many beers he had over the course of that night. It was just, I'm trying to think of what that would be like. I did see that it was it would basically be the equivalent of 65-cent beer night right now. And can you imagine what that would be like at a major league park right now?
Oh, it'd be incredible. No, it'd be mass chaos. No, you're absolutely right. It would be chaos. There'd be way more than 2 bare asses, I guarantee.
What a great stat. I just was like, you know what? I'm going to throw the coach a little bit of a bone and throw the Pub Time audience a little bit of a bone. But you know what, man? It's time for something else.